Hello, everyone. This is Independent Conservative. I am Ryan Bowden. Thank you all for joining me. Well, Merry Christmas. This is officially Christmas. Merry Christmas to all of those who are watching this video. God bless you all. However, unfortunately, we got to deal with the corruption, right? There is a pastor, I believe in California, who led a prayer vigil against a play that's supposed to be coming out that features drag queens, okay, drag queens essentially saying that we're going to be naughty this Christmas. Now, this is crazy. This is insane. But I'm gonna be real with you. Before I even read this article, I am not the least bit surprised because the radical left will go at any length to defame, to corrupt, to ridicule anything that has to do with the Bible or Christianity or whatever. And I'm going to get to the details of that, or any family tradition or American tradition. They try their best to stamp all over it. So let's get right into this article. It's crazy, but I'm not surprised. I am not surprised. I am not surprised whatsoever. I expected this. It was just a matter of which way they were going to go, right? A California pastor led a group of hundreds that met Sunday outside a venue hosting a show called A Drag Queen Christmas, where they prayed against it. Pastor Angelo Frazier from River Lakes Community Church in Bakersfield told KBAK he asked several churches to join him in prayer outside Fox Theater as the show went on, the outlet reported. Video shows the people gathering singing a Christmas carol, Joy to the World, and I saw the video, and yeah, it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. Let me correct something real quick here. I don't know where I saw the idea this happen in California. I'm not sure of that, so please forgive me for that misstep here. I want to make sure that I get where exactly it's supposed to be taking place is accurate. So forgive me. I don't know whether or not it took place in California or not. Okay, here's what it is. It's naughty all the way through. It's nasty. It's perversion. It's taking Christmas and turned it into a sexual show. That's what it is. And it's happening here in Bakersfield, California, he stated. Okay, so it was in California. I didn't misread it. Okay. I read the article before I decided to speak on the article, but, sometimes you overlook a certain word here or there, but it was in California. Of course. The most liberal freaking state in the country? Yeah. According to Broadway, a drag queen Christmas is known as, quote, the longest running drag tour in America. However, the site also says it features adult content, sexual language, naughty comedy, and is, quote, recommended for people over the age of 18. So right here, we know that this, even though this is corrupt and profane, it's for adults. And it says it's for adults. So, but anyway, we'll get into that. Broadway's video, SF's video advertisement tells viewers, quote, we're coming to your city, adding, this year it's time to be naughty. But it's still kind of profane, man. If you see the video, you know what I'm talking about. The show's Facebook page features risque photos of the cast and clips from the show. Meanwhile, Frazier pointed to the fact that Christmas is a traditional holiday, but the show was sexualizing it for audiences. Of course, that's what they do. I think it's wrong for kids. I think it's wrong for families. As a matter of fact, the message of Christmas is goodwill, great joy for all people, Frazier said during the recent gathering. This that's happening here in Bakersfield is perversion of Christmas. Yep. And as a Christian, I feel an obligation to say something about it, he continued. The show's final date appears to be December 29th at Tanger Center in Greensboro, North Carolina, according to the Drags Fan website. In October, a children's library event featured a drag queen. An event San Fernando Valley, California, was shut down, thank God, when parents demonstrated in protest, according to Breitbart News. That's what you have to do if you want these things to shut down, protest against it. Radical left was always protesting against family values and so forth that those on a conservative, those who have morals and values, try to push forth. So they're always protesting against that. Hey, protest against what they're doing. It can work, clearly. Breitbart News has extensively covered issues surrounding drag queens across the nation. End of article. Yeah. I'm like I said, I'm not the least bit surprised about that at all. And I'm going to point something out here too. I have been criticized for, and when I say criticize, it's not a real bad criticism, but I always try to learn and grow. Okay, and I've been criticized about generalizing the left. Okay, I know some people. Quite frankly, that are more on the left than it would be on the right. They might be in the middle. And these people are cool. I know there are some movie directors that are more on the left, and I admire their movies, man. I love their movies, but they're not radicals. You don't see them out here, for the most part. You don't see them out here pushing this kind of nonsense. Okay, so this is in reference to the radical left. Only the radical left gets involved in this kind of stuff. Now the question is, why would, even though this venue is supposed to be for adults, okay, why would they sexualize Christmas? Is it just for the money? Because if it's just for the money, what heterosexual would go to see it? What heterosexual would I mean, to each his own, but what real heterosexual, male or female, would go to a drag queen Christmas special and pay, I'm pretty sure, a significant amount of money to see that? I mean, why would you do that? I mean, it's a question that comes to my mind. But the other question is this, is that why? Why is this over-sexualization of Christmas? Why are they doing this? And I'm going to tell you, I believe, number one, it's spiritual. As a Christian, I believe that the real battle is not in the physical realm. I believe the real battle is in the unseen realm. The New Testament book of Ephesians, chapter 6 says, the Apostle Paul said in chapter 6 of the book of Ephesians, in the New Testament, that we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against spiritual wickedness in high places. He's basically saying that the Christian's true battle is not in the three-dimensional physical realm that we live in. It is in the invisible realm. And because it is in the invisible realm, it is the invisible realm that influences, or to some extent even controls, the three-dimensional realm that we live in. That this physical realm that we live in is really, in so many ways, a holographic image. It's not the real world. The real world is the world that you don't see. And it's filled with demonic spirits and demonic entities and fallen angels and it's filled with these entities whose intention is to destroy and to corrupt the creation of God. So I believe that this is a spirit, first and foremost, that this, the reason why they're doing this, because this is spiritual. The demonic realm under the leadership of Lucifer, Satan. And when I say Lucifer, Satan, I'm not talking about some race of people like some religions say. No, I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about an actual fallen angel. A very, very powerful fallen angel, okay, who leads a myriad of other fallen angels who follow them in this rebellion. And they exist in the fourth dimension, the unseen realm. And they have a goal, they have an agenda. And I believe that part of that agenda is to corrupt and destroy the image of God, and to corrupt and destroy anything that is pure, clean, and holy, and righteous and moral here on earth. So part of the reason why that this is being done is is spiritual. Is to corrupt God's prescription of sexuality. Okay, even if the far left doesn't know that they are being used by these spirit beings, that's what I personally believe is happening. Okay, so it's first and foremost is to corrupt God's original intention for sexuality. Okay, this is spiritual. He wants to corrupt all of that. Take what's pure and holy and flip it on his head. Back in the 80s, there was a movie that came out, Silent Night, Deadly Night. Received so much negative criticism from protesters and so forth during that time. And some of you probably heard of it, that the movie was actually taken out of theaters after I think like 1 or 2 weeks. And it basically... the story is centered around a mentally ill male who dressed as Santa Claus and became a serial killer. Okay. Now, I'm not going to go into the details of that or whatever, because I feel like in order for somebody to judge that, they need to first see the movie. But yeah, now somebody may argue, well, in order for I mean, you judging this play, man, come on. You ain't gonna get me to believe that this far left radical show with these drag queens running around, that they have a moral message. What is it? They're gonna say at the end of the play, we were just doing that. We wanted to see what you all, but really the real thing is we don't want to, no. It's to corrupt. I believe it's to corrupt, all right? Even though it's aimed at adults, it's still designed to corrupt, okay? To flip what God created onto its head. Okay, now here's another thing I find that's interesting. In America, and this is and this is no reflection, but in America, let's be realistic. When the far left attacks any religious belief system, it's usually always Christianity. If you notice, the far left, for the most part, never attack any other religion in America. They never attack Muslims. They never attack any of these other religions, okay? They never do that. They always attack Christianity. To me, that explains that that gives rather more evidence that this is spiritual. Okay? They always attack Christianity, or they always attack something that has Christian virtues around it, Christian concepts and ideals around it. They always attack it. Christmas is really about Jesus Christ. It's not about Santa Claus, although I love all that kind of stuff. It's not about that. Those of us that are Christians, we know that Christmas is about Jesus Christ. Yeah, I know he wasn't born December the 25th. I'm not going to get into all of that. Okay? God created the days. So whatever day you choose as a Christian, it doesn't matter. To recognize Jesus Christ coming into the world doesn't matter. God made the days, but I'm not going to get into the theology of that. I did that yesterday in my church. I gave everybody an understanding in my church about that. So we're going to clip it right here. I ain't going to get into all that. The point is that they're always attacking, the far left always attack Christians in this country. And I believe one of the reasons why that is because enough of us as Christians are not speaking out against it. We just sit and we fold our arms and we don't say nothing, maybe out of fear, I don't know. But we don't say anything, or out of this misguided idea that, Jesus said we're going to suffer persecution. That may be true, but if you look throughout the Bible, the Apostle Paul, though he suffered persecution, if it was something he disagreed with, he spoke out against it. He wrote letters that were designed to defend Christianity. Book of Colossians, book of Romans, book of Galatians. Those were apologetic letters that he wrote that was basically designed to defend the central doctrines of Christianity. He didn't sit back passively and say, Jesus said we're going to suffer persecution. Of course, you in the light and they're in the darkness. Of course, you're going to suffer persecution for being in the light. Those who are in darkness hate the light and they will come against the light. That happened to me last night on my job. It happens. Expect it. But that don't mean we sit back passively and, that's passive Christianity. That's not what God is requiring. I know I'm talking a little bit on the spiritual side here, but for those who are Christians, you know what I'm talking about. Okay? I think part of the reason why the radical far left attacks Christians here in America in every venue, in every way possible, okay, is because enough Christians are not speaking out against them. Enough Christians are not saying anything against them. Now, this pastor who decided to take these individuals to pray over this situation, this venue, God bless him. I pray that God give him strength. I pray that God empower him. More Christians need to do that. If that's how you feel God is leading you, do it that way. You may do it in a different way. I do it through my videos. I don't go out and protest all that. I do it through my videos. I do it on my job if the opportunity is there and if God leads me to do so. Okay. Other than that, there has to be more people say, wait a minute, this is not right. This is ungodly. This is immoral. Okay. You guys attacking everything that we do and represent, and we're supposed to sit back passively and let you do it. No, there has to be some pushback. So this pastor doing this, I agree with him. He has a right to do so, just like the radical left has a right to come inside somebody's church and protest inside their church, go inside their church protesting over the fact that Roe v. Wade was overturned. Now they're going to go inside. I literally saw that. These people went inside. I think they were feminists, radical feminists, went inside a church protesting. Man, if that happened in my church, it would have been a problem. You ain't going to come in my church. It's private property. You don't just come over there and do that. No, you got to go. So they have the right. They feel they have the right to do some nasty stuff like that. But Christians are supposed to just sit and just with the Satan, you a lying wonder. No. So, yeah, Pastor, do what you got to do, man. Do what you got to do. You have a right to do that, do it. Okay? But that's what I wanted to say about that. I want to say, yeah, look, the radical far left hates anything that represents Christ. They hate anything that represents the values that America have been founded on. They hate that. So it's no surprise that they would make a drag queen Christmas. It's no surprise at all. This is how the radical left thinks. They have no sense of morals or values. I don't hate them. I don't hate anybody. But I hate what they're doing. And I believe they need help. Okay? I believe they need help. And so, yeah, this is the deal here. But what do you guys think about this? Leave your comments in the comment section below. Like, share, and subscribe to my channel. God bless you all. See you again.